Available in fleet-oriented worker and more configurable standard configurations, the Metris was designed primarily for the European market, but it has carved out a nice niche for itself here. We like the Metris well enough for what it does, but it has its limitations and rates 4.8 out of 10 points. Read more about how we rate cars. This year, Mercedes essentially has left its passenger and cargo vans alone. The Metris 3-pointed star is as much a benefit for a few clients as it is an obligation for others. What's it say when your handyman shows up in a Mercedes, for example? In any case, in the event that you require a hauler for your top-of-the-line classical shop, the Metris will fit in well with your customized Bentleys. The Metris is the littler partner to Mercedes' mainstream Sprinter vans. At 202.4 creeps from go to toe, the Metris isn't somewhat little, yet it is comparable to minivans like the Chrysler Pacifica. Be that as it may, the two continue on ahead in emphatically unique ways. All Metris vans sold in the US utilize a 2.0-liter turbocharged inline-4 engine appraised at 208 strength and 258 pound-feet of torque. A 7-speed automatic transmission transports energy to the back wheels. Joined with its exact, all-around weighted controlling, the Metris has an athletic feel, despite the fact that its square-shaped size and weighty weight shield it from being really engaging. The passenger rendition of the Metris gloats great space for 7, yet with 2 back seats that are substantial to evacuate and don't crease. In its cargo design, the Metris is essentially a clear slate prepared for upfitting. The 2 renditions of the Metris are evaluated around 22 mpg joint, yet their running expenses are heavy since they require premium fuel. Marginally more jazzy than the container it came in, the 2018 Mercedes-Benz Metris mixes some passenger car prompts with utilitarian squareness. We've evaluated it at 4 out of 10, pulling off a point from normal for its particularly dull inside. Both cargo and passenger variants of the Metris begin with a similar fundamental look. Their front closures are sensibly streamlined, yet there's no exertion at vanity from the side or back. Contingent upon its design, the Metris is accessible with either an enormous lift-up back end or a couple of side-pivoted entryways that each have their own window and windshield wiper. Inside, it's the same old thing, and nothing more. The symmetrical dashboard puts sound controls up high and atmosphere controls marginally lower. A few cup holders are scattered about, including 2 shallow ones estimated for thin jars like Red Bull close to the front of the dashboard. Forms of the Metris can be swathed in a decision of tough vinyl or hard-wearing texture upholstery. Execution may not be a major offering point for the 2018 Mercedes-Benz Metris in the traditional sense, yet this present van's easygoing attitude and surprising self-restraint makes it a marvelous portable office. It's a 4 out of 10 in our eyes, with an additional point for its great directing feel, however 2 peeled off for lackadaisical speeding up and awkward dealing with. Each Metris utilizes a variant of the automaker's 2.0-liter turbocharged inline-4 engine appraised at 208 drive and 258 pound-feet of torque. Power is sent to the back wheels by means of a 7-speed automatic transmission. The Turbo 4 is refined and functions admirably with the standard stop-begin framework that removes the engine at movement lights, however 208 horses inspiring upward of 4,300 pounds of minivan brings about lackadaisical increasing speed, best case scenario. More great is the Metris precise controlling, which has minimal slack and conveys what the front wheels are up to superior to numerous cars and sedans. Also, the thick-rimmed, 3-topped controlling wheel is an enjoyment to hold. In any case, with a high focus of gravity and a suspension tuned more to hold up to its greatest payload limit of 2,500 pounds when arranged as a cargo van, the Metris can feel floaty and confused when pushed hard through an awe-inspiring road. Notwithstanding that robust payload, the Metris rides all around okay with a vacant load, and it is genuinely tranquil at speed even with the constrained sound protection found in cargo variations. In spite of the fact that its back-wheel drive won't be a major offering point in snowy markets, winter tires are a decent wager. That design endows the Metris with a towing rating of 5,000 pounds. Those expecting extravagance housing will be confused by the 2018 Mercedes-Benz Metris work evaluated inside, yet it is agreeable if not especially adaptable for a full heap of passengers. In like manner, we've allocated the Metris 4 out of 10 focuses here. Read more about how we rate cars. That figure mirrors an additional point for openness, however 2 reasonings for chintzy materials and, on passenger variations, 2 back seats that are overwhelming to expel. As a work van, the Metris has 186 cubic feet of cargo space behind the 2 front seats. Designed as a passenger van, theirs is yet a strong 38 3D shapes toward the back of the third column. Mercedes offers various capacity alternatives for the cargo variation, as well. In advance, there's superb perceivability from the immovably cushioned throughout the day agreeable seats. A choice worth considering for those in snowy climes are the accessible front seat warmers. Metris vans we've tried have felt very much screwed together, however most materials are hard plastics. Inquisitively, a passenger van we tried as of late needed power movable mirrors and had unpainted guards, yet its cargo zone was done with excellent carpeting like we'd expect in a six-figure S-Class sedan. Passenger variations have seating for 7 out of a 2-2-3 front-to-raise setup. There's great space for everybody, except very little flexibility. The back seats don't overlay level or into the floor like in the Chrysler Pacifica, which is a noteworthy fault for anybody intending to make a Metris into the ideal family cruiser. Rather, you'll need to discover a mate or two to help haul the substantial seats out.